What's really going on with Deandre Ayton and the Lakers? The internet's been buzzing. Fans are debating it, and even though it feels like everyone's talking about it, we need to take a step back and really look at what's real and what's just speculation. First, let's be clear, there's been no official report saying the Lakers are in advanced talks or negotiating with Portland for Ayton. What we've got are a bunch of takes and think pieces, people floating the idea out there, saying the Lakers should consider Ayton. And yeah, it makes sense why his name keeps popping up in conversations. But this isn't something concrete. Like with other names where it's been confirmed the Lakers have reached out or had discussions. Still, Ayton is an intriguing name. He's the type of player who always stirs up mixed feelings. On one hand, you've got this undeniably skilled big man, someone who has the physical tools and offensive capabilities to be one of the best centers in the league. We're talking about a guy who can score efficiently, protect the rim, rebound well, and even knock down the occasional jumper. But on the other hand, there are those nagging questions that have followed him throughout his career. His motor, his focus, his attitude. That reputation didn't come from nowhere. The messy situation in Phoenix, the issues with Monty Williams, the refusal to check into a game, that stuff lingers. Since moving to Portland, though, Ayton's been a little quieter. The drama's died down. He's still young, just 26. About to turn 27 soon, so there's still time to reshape the narrative. And that's where things get interesting. Because what if the Lakers actually could be the team that helps him hit that next level? A system with veterans like LeBron, a player development-minded coach, and a spotlight big enough to demand your best every night. Maybe that's what Ayton needs. The talent isn't in question. The guy's a career 16-point, 10-rebound player. He's had multiple seasons averaging close to 20 and 10. He was a key piece on a finals team. When he's locked in, he's effective. And if you imagine him in that Lakers front court, possibly alongside Anthony Davis or even anchoring the five, while Davis plays his more comfortable role roaming defensively, it's not a bad visual. Ayton has the kind of size and agility that could make life easier for the rest of the Lakers roster, especially if he's engaged and healthy. But here's where the hesitation creeps in. You can't ignore the inconsistencies. The production's dipped. Last season in Portland, he averaged just over 14 points per game, the lowest since his third year in Phoenix. And yeah, he still gave you over 10 rebounds a night, but the scoring was down. And that's with a pretty high usage rate on a team that wasn't exactly stacked with offensive weapons. His field goal percentage was still solid at nearly 57%, but from the free throw line just under 67%, which was by far the worst of his career. That's a concern, not just because of the points left at the line, but because it suggests something off in his rhythm, his focus, whatever it is. His three-point shot, still a non-factor. He took a career-high number of attempts last season, but even then it was less than one per game, and he hit under 20%. So we're not talking about a stretch big here. He's got a nice touch in the mid-range, especially from the elbows and that short corner area, but beyond that, spacing is limited. Not necessarily a deal-breaker, especially if the Lakers aren't relying on him to space the floor, but it does shape how you have to build around him. The bigger issue might be availability. The best ability is availability, right? And Ayton's never played more than 71 games in a season. And that was way back in his rookie year. Last year, 40 games, just 40. That's barely half a season. Now, to be fair, Portland was clearly not pushing for wins and may have been cautious with guys like Ayton, but still, you can't ignore the pattern. Health and consistency go hand in hand in this league. And if you're trading real assets to bring in a guy who might miss 30 to 40 games, that's a gamble. Speaking of assets, let's talk value. Ayton's on an expiring contract, which could work both for and against the Lakers. On the plus side, you're not locking yourself into a long-term deal unless he proves he deserves one. On the flip side, you don't want to give up young pieces or future picks for a guy who could walk next summer. That's why the price has to be right. You're not trading a core prospect like Dalton Knecht and a first-round pick and pick swaps for a guy like Ayton, unless you're convinced he's going to be a part of your long-term plan. And even then, it's risky. If Portland wants to get something for him before he hits free agency, they'll need to be realistic. They're not getting a massive haul. His stock just isn't that high right now. Maybe they'd take a rotational player, a flyer on a young piece, and some contract filler to make the money work. Maybe someone like Jared Vanderbilt, who's also on an expiring, could be part of the deal. That way, the Blazers don't just lose Ayton for nothing, and the Lakers don't feel like they're giving up the farm. The question is, do the Lakers even need a guy like Ayton? That's debatable. They've already got Anthony Davis, who prefers to play the 4 but has proven he can play the 5 in crunch time. They've experimented with different types of centers over the past few years, guys like Dwight Howard, Javale McGee, even Mo Bamba, but no one's really stuck. Ayton offers a different dynamic, more scoring, more finesse, more skill, but also more questions. Is he willing to accept a smaller role? Will he embrace the physicality and intensity the Lakers demand? Or will he check out when things get tough, like we've seen before? There's also the question of culture. The Lakers have built a locker room that's focused on winning. You've got veterans, guys who have been there, guys who understand the grind. Can Ayton come in and be part of that? Or does he need to be somewhere where he's the focal point, where the offense runs through him? Because that's not happening in LA, not with LeBron and Davis on the roster, and possibly others who demand touches too. Ayton would have to be willing to play a role, do the dirty work, and sacrifice stats for wins. That's a big ask for someone who's still trying to prove he's a star, and yet there's a scenario where this all clicks. Maybe he comes in, rejuvenated by the opportunity, excited to play meaningful basketball again, and motivated by a chance to win. Maybe LeBron takes him under his wing, and he buys into the system. If that happens, if the Lakers can unlock that version of Ayton, then you've got something. Then you've got a legitimate starting center for the next 5 or 6 years. A guy who can grow with your next core once LeBron eventually moves on. And because of his age and upside, he fits the timeline of a team looking to bridge the present with the future. So yeah, it's a gamble, but it's a potentially smart one if the price is right. That phrase keeps coming up, and for good reason. The Lakers can't afford to overpay. They can't throw away the flexibility they've worked so hard to maintain. But if Portland's asking price drops and Ayton's willing to buy in, it could be one of those moves that looks genius in hindsight. There's definitely pressure on Portland to figure this out too. They've got other centers on the roster. Robert Williams is coming back from injury and is also on an expiring. They've got young players they're trying to develop. They're not in a position to carry 3 centers into the season, especially not with the way their roster's currently constructed. They need clarity. And if they know they're not going to re-sign Ayton, then getting something for him now might be their best option. So the door is open. The question is whether the Lakers want to walk through it and whether Ayton's the kind of player they think they can trust. Because that's really what it comes down to. Trust. Do you believe this is a guy you can count on in April, May, and hopefully June? Do you believe he's learned from the past and is ready to turn the page? Or do you think the baggage is just too heavy? As always in the NBA, timing is everything. If the Lakers wait too long, maybe another team jumps in. If they move too quickly, they risk giving up too much. It's a delicate balance, but there's no denying that Ayton is one of the most fascinating names on the board right now. He's got the tools, he's got the experience, and under the right circumstances, he might have the drive. If all those things line up, he could be a game changer. But if they don't, it's just another what if in a league full of them. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. Los Angeles Lakers fans are abuzz with the latest whispers from league circles. Could Michael Porter Jr. be making a shocking move to the purple and gold? The Denver Nuggets forward, currently under a significant contract that runs through the 2026-27 season, has suddenly become the subject of intense speculation, with insiders hinting at a possible seismic shift in the Western Conference landscape. The notion of Porter Jr.'s sharpshooting and offensive versatility joining forces with LeBron James and Anthony Davis is undoubtedly a tantalizing prospect for the Lakers faithful. His ability to space the floor, hit contested shots, and create his own offense would address key areas for a team looking to solidify its championship contention. With the need for reliable scoring beyond their established superstars, the Lakers could find in Porter Jr. the missing piece to push them back into the elite tier of the league. However, the specifics of how such a deal would materialize remain shrouded in mystery. Fueling the rumor mill, Porter Jr.'s current deal with the Nuggets carries a hefty price tag, with a cap hit of over $35 million for the upcoming 2020-25 season, making a direct acquisition challenging for the Lakers given their existing salary commitments. Could it involve a complex multi-team trade, a significant package of draft picks and young talent, or perhaps a more straightforward negotiation if Porter Jr. were to become available through other means the possibilities are being widely discussed. Among league executives and analysts, this potential move comes at a crucial time for the Lakers, who have been actively exploring options to bolster their roster for a deeper playoff run. The mere possibility of Porter Jr.'s arrival has already stirred conversations among players, coaches, and the fan base, envisioning a dynamic new offensive threat in Hollywood. While nothing is confirmed and the final outcome is far from certain, the buzz around Porter Jr. and the Lakers continues to build, fueled by insider hints and social media chatter. If this rumored signing or trade were to materialize, it could signal a bold new chapter for both the player and the franchise, reshaping the Lakers' strategy and potentially altering the landscape of the league. All eyes will be on Michael Porter Jr. as the NBA offseason heats up. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.